Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. My name is Keely Austin. I'm very, very grateful to be here with you today as your host. Today is December 24th. It's Thriving Thursday. I'm very excited for our training today. We've got some wonderful, wonderful content for you today, I'm sure. I'm excited to hear what our training is going to be about today. But first, just a couple of quick announcements. We have our quote of the day, which is, "The holiday season is a perfect time to reflect on our blessings and to seek out ways to make life better for those around us." Going to fly through these announcements. We've got our national conference, March 18th through the 20th. We are going to Mexico for our leadership retreat, August 13th through the 17th. Every Monday, we have our Founders Live with our CEO, Bob Snyder. There are three kinds of people in the world: people who make it happen, people who watch what happens, and people who wonder what happens. So don't miss out on those Mondays. Founders Live webinars at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. I think I've got someone off mute. Okay, so every week we've got our private capital masterclass. This week we had that on Wednesday. A lot of fun. Thank you, Dane Clark, for doing such a good job with facilitating that mastermind. And then every day we've got our dream call, the daily real estate action mastermind. That is Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 9:45, with the exception of this week. And also we're taking our Friday morning off tomorrow, of course, because it's our holiday. And every day we've got our Zoom up call. These Zoom up calls have been a lot of fun. It's really cool to be learning about all these different stories from across the nation. There's a lot of faces of people that I've never met before. And of course, a lot of familiar faces too, but really, really powerful exposure for your guests. It's a short and sweet 15-minute exposure where you get to have your guests learn all about the success that people are reaching with Renatus. So that Zoom up call is really powerful. If you're not able to make it live at noon, then you can always catch the recording. We record each and every one of those, and those recordings are on our YouTube channel, Elevate Renatus. OES.com talks all about what the OES is, the optional event subscription, why you want to be a part of that, and what comes with it. This week on Tuesday, we did a really, really cool house tour. Earl did a fantastic job showing us this property that he picked up, a very cool geodesic dome in Colorado. Really, really cool deal that he picked up with none of his own money, none of his own credit. He's got a couple of partners on this one, and it's a short-term rental, really, really cool short-term rental in the mountains of Colorado. So if you're not tuning into the weekly virtual house tours, those are really cool. You get to see a lot of different strategies being put together. We're very, very creative in this group, and that's what I love about Renatus. Our events were different this week, and since we've already gone through all of our events this week, I won't spend time going through each of those, and we'll get back to that on Monday. So today we get to learn from wonderful Wanda Carrasquillo. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Wanda. Wanda absolutely takes her business seriously, and it very much shows with the success that she has reached through Renatus. Wanda is from Puerto Rico, born and raised in Puerto Rico, and she earned herself 2 master's degrees in education, despite facing many, many different life challenges. And in her career, she succeeded in many, many ways. And every time she attempted to reach higher, she would hit that ceiling. And at the time, she was trading time for dollars, and she knew that that's not what she wanted to do because she's got an entrepreneurial spirit and she wanted to create businesses. And so at the time she was attempting different businesses, and none of those ever came to fruition. But finally, when Wanda found Renatus, her entrepreneurial spirit was able to show. And it's been about 4 years that Wanda's been a part of Renatus. With the system here, she's been able to exceed her income goals in less time and in less effort. And in her first 8 months alone with Renatus through the marketing program, she was able to earn herself 6 figures in just 8 months, which is absolutely incredible. And it really just shows what's possible with this system. And she's been able to do that actually each year after as well. So Wanda is also on the PIT team, meaning she's in training to be on the PAC with our CEO, Bob Snyder, the President's Advisory Council. She's also just started her 21st real estate transaction. So on both sides of this business, both real estate and marketing, she is reaching success, and investing in real estate has created a really bright future for her, and great things are to come. So take notes. I'm excited for what Wanda has to share with us this morning. Good morning, Wanda. How are you?
Good morning, Kelly, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. I am so excited to be here today. I I was putting something else, and suddenly it's like it's New Year, Christmas Eve. I need to put red on it. So anyway, I couldn't even find my hat, but it's Merry Christmas, guys. I'm so excited because you know what? This is the time that we think about giving, about festivities, about parties and things like that. Even though, with COVID and stuff, we don't gather like in big parties like before. But the thing is that we always thinking about giving. Yesterday, I went to finish my shopping, and it was fun just to be able to pick up the things that I desire to give without thinking, oh, I don't have the money, or or I'm struggling. Because, it has been times in my life in which I only have $20 in my pocket to buy gift for 3 children when I was single mother. And it was not a pretty picture. It was not a pretty picture. And being able to, yesterday, I came back and I said to my daughter, it's like, oh, I even bought, okay, she has, her husband and her husband family. So those are the families that we've been getting together since Thanksgiving and all of that, because we live like 2 blocks away, and we know they don't have COVID. So these are the only 2 families that we get together. And so my daughter's sister-in-law has 5 children, and my daughter has 5 children. So there's 10 children. And my daughter is like, no, we're just gonna give like a big gift for the family and stuff. But I went and I felt like I needed to give to all 5 children, and I was able to do so. And buy, for each one. And it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling when you can say, I just want to give. And the thing is that we also put into perspective the things that we want to ask Santa to bring us, right? And when we ask and we start putting that list together, sometimes we are like, okay, putting all those things, and the kids, sit down and do all the list of all the things that they want. And that's what I want to talk to you today. What are the things that you want? And I know that when you talk from wants and needs, is you talking from the lack of. But let's switch to goals. What are the goals that you have? And like I said, we are doing some different courses, one with Les Brown, another one with Proctor, the guy from Procter and Gamble. So it's amazing all the things that you can pick up on those trainings, because we always learning. And one of the things that is being highlighted, at least for me, is that a goal, it is, if you don't in a goal, if you don't have the step by step, then it's a wish. If you have a goal and you don't have the step by step on how you're going to accomplish that goal, that is only a wish. Think about it. So I started pondering about that, and I looked at my dream board, and I had there like this Mercedes-Benz van that is all efficiency inside, with the kitchen and all of that inside. And I had that there for 2 years. I just recently put a picture of a kind of a mansion or something, but I look at it and I'm like, are those wishes, or are those really goals for me? Because remember that the the law of attraction is not really just put everything out there that is going to happen. you're going to sit down and everything is going to come through. No, the law of attraction is really the law of creation. You must work the plan. Otherwise, the plan will not work. You have to work the plan or the plan will not work. So I want to have today kind of a conversation because I'm going to give you, by the end of the call, I'm going to give you three things that you must do in order to really, really, really bring those wishes into really goals. Okay. So we have wishes. Like I'm going to, the kids right now, they have done the whole list of things that they wish to have from Santa. But you know that not all the whole list is going to come tonight, right? Only a few things. But those are wishes. Those are lists of wishes. If you have created your list, those are wishes. I wish Santa bring me this. I wish Santa bring me that. No, what are those wishes? Let's turn it into goals and let's set plan and let's execute from today. We don't have to wait until the first of the year to begin. Oh, these are my 2021. No, these are my goals. Don't attach those goals to a year. Attach it to yourself. These are my goals. And this is a plan that I'm going to follow through to create and to make it happen. And you can make it happen today, or you can make it happen in 2021 or 2022. You put that date, but you don't attach the goal to the year. Because otherwise, look at what happened this year. This year, oh, I could have had all of these goals, but a pandemic came. And I was in Puerto Rico and we had the earthquake. And yesterday another earthquake happened. So it's, natural things are going to happen. But if you attach the goals to that year and these global events are happening, then you pretty much disconnect yourself from the goal because the year is all messy. You have to attach those goals to yourself. These are my goals. And I remember Jaeger, he's from Amway Company. He always said that he never missed a goal. And he never missed a goal because every time he was getting to the date of his goal, and if he didn't make it, he changed the date. So, and then he changed it again and changed it again until he completed it. So he never missed a goal. So think about all of these things. And let's start first. And I like to just create a conversation around this. Let's start answering this first question. What is a goal for you? Number one question that I want to ask. What is a goal for you? And I want to see if anybody who normally don't participate and normally are like little quiet here that can participate. What is a goal for you? Define me goal. Define goal.
Hey, Wanda.
Hi.
Can
How are
you hear me
you?
okay? I'm in my car.
Yes. Yes. How are you?
Good. To me, a goal is something that I plan to accomplish.
Very good. You plan to accomplish it. And do
Right.
you know
And so,
how you're going to accomplish it?
yes, that's part of setting a goal for me is planning to accomplish something and then setting out like each step that I'm going to go through in order to accomplish that goal. It should be something that reaching for the stars, something
Yes.
very lofty. And so and my goals are often bigger than myself, which is something I love about the Renatos community. I'm surrounded by people who are more successful than me. So I can look to them and learn from them, lean on some individuals for help. That way, when I accomplish my goal, I'm not surprised because I'm expecting it.
Very good. Thank you, Tyson, for that. It's beautiful, beautiful. So you have the goals and obviously you just going to have that plan to accomplish it. And I like that you said, oh, it's like, you know, like shooting to the stars and so on. And it's wonderful. And I personally always was saying, oh, the sky is the limit. And I started realizing, I'm putting a limit. No, there are no limits. So I just want to add that to what you just expressed, because it's just beautiful when you can put a goal, even if it's something that you feel is not reachable. But if you can imagine, it is reachable. Remember Disney World, he bought the whole land, those acres in California, very away from the highway, away in the middle of nowhere. And he had that dream. And everybody was thinking he was crazy. And look at what he created. Disneyland. And now it's Disney World in Florida. And then you have parks in many places in the world. So something that perpetuated his name just because he had that vision. And that vision was higher than anybody could have think, because the goals come from imagination and everything is in your mind. And because it's in your mind, you can put it together. You can make it happen. So thank you, Tyson, for your participation. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
And
you're welcome. I've got one more comment about that.
yes, please. Go ahead.
I just wanted to comment that one of the really valuable things I learned from Think and Grow Rich is that people who are successful make up their minds quickly and change their minds slowly. And I think that's very important to apply that to anybody's process of setting and achieving their goals.
Yes,
thank you a lot.
Yes, that is really, really important. I think in one of the calls I mentioned that, and then people who have poor mindset, they take a long time to make decisions, but they change their mind really quickly. So it's really impressive in how do your brain works, how do your mindset work. And when you know that, you can facilitate something beautiful and you can create whatever you want to create. And I want to now move into, so we talk about goals. That's not the number one thing. Now, the number two is how do you want, when do you want to have them? When? Now, what first was what, now when? When do you have to have those goals? Anybody want to participate? Now, when? Yes, who else came out of the, when do you want to have the goals? We know what is the goal. Now, when do you want? Yes, go ahead.
We should have short-term and long-term goals. Short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. What we want to accomplish right now and what we want to accomplish, down the line in our future. So we need to have a vision of what we want at the very, very distant future.
Yes.
And then work backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the 10-year plan that that we were taught, in the tax and legal,
Yes.
set a goal in the long term and then work backwards and create short-term goals. And those are little victories that will propel you to your next goal.
That is totally correct, Andres. Thank you so much for that. And that is true. And the thing is this, Andres, that you set up that time, but you have to think in how your brain works. Your brain only know what is possible right now because he doesn't have enough evidence of accomplishing something greater, especially when you put it too far away from today's day. So we have to, yes, and Marco, let's suggest that. Do your 5 years plan, 10 years plan, 1 year plan, and everything. But for you to really accomplish that, you're gonna need to put it in chunks that are smaller, that your brain can understand and say, Oh, in 90 days, oh, that's possible. In 5 years, I don't know about that. I can die, you know. So see, your brain is going to jeopardize your goals if you don't train your brain to really understand that you can accomplish it. So that is another step that you have to do to program your brain to say, you know what, I want this like now. And I think I mentioned a little bit of the story of what happened last week with my daughter. But I'm gonna repeat it because I know that it goes really, really well with this. You know how we are, like magnets, and we have different vibrations. So when you vibrate very low, you're not gonna get things now. But if you start vibrating in a very high intensity in love and giving and a gratitude, you have, I was talking to my daughter last night about this. You cannot create a wall around you, a shield. And that shield is going to protect you from negativity that is coming from other places. And why? Because sometimes you have your goals and you are so excited and you talk to people about it. And I'm pretty sure you're going to find that aunt or that brother or that family member who's going to say, you are crazy. You're not going to be able to do that. And they give you reasons. They list all the reasons in the world to tell you, no, that is impossible. Remember, Walt Disney, Walt and Art, his best friend, told him, oh, you're crazy. Nothing is going to happen in this land. It's too far away. And he didn't take the opportunity to buy the land next to the one that Walt bought. And the amount of money is $100 million. That person sold, whoever bought that land next to Disney, that person sold it for $100 million. Imagine. Years later, obviously in 1999, but you see, if his friend would have bought that land, it would be very, very much, set for now. And what happened is that sometimes but see, the negativity that Art has did not affect the dream for Walt. So that's really important too. Why? Because he probably created that shield and he has that imagination and he put it in that vision and he created it. And that's what I want you to start thinking. You have your goals. Now, what do you want? Start establishing what do you want, what do you deserve, and then how, when do you want to accomplish that? When? That's really, really important. It has
Wanda?
to have, yes, go ahead. Hi.
You might want to put a time frame on short-term goals. Is that 90
Yes.
days?
90 days is a very good one because your brain can think in 90 days, can think
Okay.
in
Mid-range
7
is
days.
1 year?
The highest, yes.
Okay,
That's
what's long-term?
research. That's what research shows. Well, you can put it out there 5 years, 10 years, but your brain sees it too far. It's too far for your brain. So the brain is not going to start thinking about that. Your brain is going to act upon now. What can I do now? What is safe for me to do now? And that's another thing that you have to trick your brain. Remember that you are in control of your thinking and your brain. So because you are not your brain. And it's important for you to tell your brain, you know what, this I want it now. So your vibration, if your vibration is up here, you want it now. And that's what I was talking about my daughter's experience last week. She wanted to take this course that would give her a certificate that she feels more empowered to do like personal coaching and stuff like that. And she started with Les Brown, taking a course with Les Brown. And then she found a different coach, and that coach was selling his program for $15,000. And she was totally frustrated because she's like, Mommy, I don't have the 15,000. I don't, and I like, we learn something else. It's like, if you want something, if you desire something, then you say, how can I get it? You don't say, I can't get it. You said, how can I get it? And then your brain is going to give you the answer. So basically, then we switch her emotions. We say, how can you get that? You have the desire to complete that course. So how can you get that? And I said, well, what about if you talk to the mentor, the coach, and you said, okay, I have 7,500. How about if I give you a payment of 7,500? And then we work the other 700, 500 in a month or 2 months. And she was kind of getting ready to propose that to this coach. You're not going to believe it. I know that her desire was so high, so high, so high, that the next day, and another point, this coach that she was going to pay $15,000 for that course have taken this other course with Proctor have taken that course. So she was, okay. And she found that course that the other coach took for 7,500. And she was able to even give half and then half later. So it's like, oh my goodness. And there's so, what I'm trying to say here is so important, because her desire was so big that even we spoke the amount, 7,500, which normally that's not a price of a course. I was thinking like 700, 500, exactly the amount that we spoke is the amount of that course with the actual other course or instructor, which is Proctor. What I'm trying to say, and this is, for personal development and everything, that she wants to have it, but she's an executive and she wants to have that proof and that evidence that she is ready to really do personal coaching. So guys, that is so important. And Pete, the questions that you're asking are so important, because you have to train your brain. My daughter wanted that now. So she put her vibe so high that she created it, and it came to her. So it's kind of the law of attraction, because she attracted that, but in reality, she put it into action. Okay. So we know now the what. You have to have goals. You have to know when. And let's talk now about how you're going to accomplish those goals. How do you want to really put things into perspective? Anybody would like to answer the how? Thank you, Pete. How would you accomplish goals? What are the steps that you want to do to complete it?
Wanda,
Yes, hello.
how you doing?
And who's Sheldon? Sheldon, how are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
Awesome. I'm just happy and excited. Yes.
Likewise, I'm feeding off your energy.
Yes, thank you.
Well, what I do to accomplish my goals is something that I learned from my team leader. His name is Hugh Carrasquillo, and it's called CDA, Consistent Daily Action.
Awesome. Consistent daily action. Write that down from Hugh Carrasquillo. Consistent daily action. That is so powerful. Yes. And that, thank you for bringing this up, because I want to go back to my dream board. I have that dream board. Honestly, I created it 2 years ago. And as I was preparing and molding the ideas of the things that I wanted to say today, I'm going to make myself vulnerable here, because I don't like to speak from, this is what coaches are saying. No, this is what is happening to me. So based on my experience, I had that dream board for 2 years. I honestly desire to have that van that has, it's a motorhome van, but it's a Mercedes one. It's really like it's a van. You see them driving around and it doesn't look like a motorhome, but inside you have a bed, you have kitchen, you have everything, bathroom, everything, right? And I have that in my board for 2 years. I have gone and see it and I'm comparing prices and so on. But I started looking at my dream board and I thought, what have I done to complete that, to create that? What are the steps? And I want to share with you then now, now that we know what, when, and how. Let me go deeper into the how. The first thing is once you define that what you desire to have it now, and you put your vibration out there, you will receive it. If you really, really, really first define it clearly, and you're gonna write it down. You're gonna write it down. And the way that you write it down is in a statement that is a positive statement, and you're gonna write it like if it's done now. If it's like it's been already done. And you're gonna start having that feeling because from your mind to your heart, you have to have a connection of what you want and what you desire. Okay. So let's say, for example, I'm doing this deal. This is my 21 deal, my 21 transaction, fix and flip, mostly short-term rental. I have one and one buy and hold. But what I looked into it is like, okay, this deal, and every morning I've been repeating and writing them down. You have to write it down. So my statement always said, I am so happy and grateful that this deal, and I call my deal Breeze because it's in that street and I like the name. Oh, my Breeze project have been completed and it helped me to, and I was able to fulfill all my financial obligations. It's in a positive statement, it's in a gratitude statement, and it's like it happened already. And then when I'm writing it down, I'm not kidding. I have this feeling of peace, of accomplishment. And I've been doing it for the last, I finished a challenge of 30 days challenge and it's been more than a week. So basically, like 35 days, I've been doing this. And the feeling that I have is like of accomplishment, of happiness, that I start writing in my journal. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And I start my day with that statement. So basically, if you know what, you wrote your list for Santa, and it's okay. All of those are wishes. But now you put that list into really, really, really what you desire, what you can accomplish. And then you say, when you're going to accomplish what you desire. And then how you're going to do it. The first thing is every day, you're going to write it down. Write down your desires. Write down the things that you're going to accomplish. And based on that, after you write it down, you're going to start you're going to set the deadlines. Okay. So you say, my desire is this. And that's what I want. I'm going to write it down and I'm going to put a date. And when you do that every day, you write it in your journal. Why? Because you have to create the steps. Remember that if you don't have steps and a plan to accomplish it, then obviously it's going to be a witch. So the main conversation that I am having today with you is you going as we approach the new year, as we wrap up this 2020, and if you think back last year, we were probably thinking, oh my goodness, 2020, perfect vision, it's going to be the perfect year. Who probably last year would have known or imagined that we were going to be locked down for 9 months? And not only here in the States, but globally. Who would have thought about that? Well, at least not me. Probably if you believe in conspiracy theories, you probably know that there are probably some people that plan it, okay, if that's the conspiracy theory that you want to believe. But in reality, if you just think normally, then nobody would think about this. No one. So what do you desire to have? No next week, no when the clock mark the 12 midnight to celebrate the coming of 2021. Don't attach those desires to a year, because 2021 could be even worse than this one. 2021 could be even more challenges than what we went through this year. What do you desire now? What do you desire at this moment? Even if it's that big thing, because I can put that desire with a feeling in my heart that I want that van, and my desire is so hot and so big that I can finish this call and run to the car dealer and go with my car and said, can I trade it in? And I leave even today with that van. Is that possible? Yes, it is. Yes, it is possible. Okay. But I have to have it so deep into my heart, into my feelings, the connection from my brain to my feelings that is so big that I can go and grab it. And it's possible. Like my daughter, she wanted that course so bad. She wants that certification so bad that it went from her heart to her feeling to her thinking, and it came. The opportunity came for something even better than what she was looking earlier. What have you thought about that? What if somebody can be probably vulnerable and think and tell me, what do you desire that you want it so bad, that you think that it was far away from you now, but after this conversation, I can grab it. Like I just tell you, I can have my van today if I want to. If I really desire that, it is possible now. Anybody would like to share anything? Don't be shy.
I was just going to say that. Don't be shy.
Yes. And don't all of you jump at once here neither. You know, I'm so impressed. 44 people in the call in Christmas Eve day. This is so awesome. I'm just going to pick somebody here. Let me see. Don't be surprised if I call your name.
Good morning, Wanda.
Yes, who's this?
Tom Godfrey.
Tom, how are you? Where are you?
I'm wonderful.
Tom?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Everybody, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Where are you, Tom? Where are you?
I'm Mesa.
In Mesa, Arizona?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
perfect. Awesome.
Now, 6 months from now, it'll be Tennessee.
Okay.
We go back and forth every winter. We come out here when it gets cold, and we go back there when it gets hot.
Oh, okay. Perfect. That's a good plan.
Anyway, we've been in the business for a couple of years now. Haven't done very much. Tennessee is very hard to work with because, not that I don't love Tennessee, but you have a lot of beer drinkers and truck drivers, and they're happy with their lives. They apparently don't, the people we've had over, which are several, we've opened up our house to some people, and they just, either they don't understand or they just don't have the gumption to do anything about their lives. So we're planning on renovating our house and renting it out and moving out here on a permanent basis per se. We have a house out here. I'm looking for someone to move into a real house. We now live in a gated community, and we don't own the land, so we can't make any major
Changes.
anything to the outside house. Okay. In other words, they won't let us put up solar or anything like that. So, and solar is the only way I can see of going the way the weather is and the way Arizona is in a whole. But the reason we got into this is I've been retired since 2001. Okay. As I was signing my retirement papers, plane went into the tower in New York. We lived 10 miles outside of Washington, D.C. I figured at that time that we were a little too close to ground zero. If something were to go off in Washington, D.C., we'd never get away. So we packed up everything, sold the house on a day, and moved to Tennessee. Of course, we moved up within 100 miles of a nuclear power plant, but it's like getting out of the fire and into the fire pan. We had big plans down there. I completely renovated this house, and then my wife passed away 5 years after we had moved down there.
Oh, wow.
So
Sorry about that.
It's been a long time. It was 2005. So I lived in the house until what I call the Big Bang, 2007, and lost everything in the market. And I was losing an average of $6,000 a year through the market and stuff like that. And I said, that's it. I'm taking every penny I got. I bought a new Harley Davidson, and I went across country. I spent 2 months on the road visiting friends and getting my head back together since my wife had passed away after 25 years. Then I moved to Morristown, rented for a year, and then bought this little house up in the mountains in a little place called New Tazewell. It overlooks a lake and the mountains behind. It's very picturesque. We're about 50 miles away from Dollywood and all the touristy things down there. And that's the only reason you have to go around the mountain. You can't go over the mountain or through the mountain. Okay. So it's a little bit of a trip, but I figure if we could rent it out as a quote Airbnb that we can't use, limited rental or something like that, we can possibly catch up to where we need to be. Now we're out here in Arizona. I'm looking to do my first deal. Sammy and I are very active. She's doing stuff on the side. I'm doing stuff on the side. But the main goal is to basically become debt-free in the next 2 years.
Okay.
And that, other than the house possible.
That is so awesome. Yeah, that
Thank you.
is so awesome, Tom, because, you know, that is a very feasible goal. And when you think
Exactly.
about that, and I think a lot of people have that in mind, I want to be debt free, I want to be financially free. That's probably in all of our list of wishes. But then remember, it's a wish unless you put a plan and you work that plan. Because the plan doesn't work if you don't work the plan. So now
That's true.
that we said that, what are the things that we're going to do to be financially free? Or actually, like Bob Snyder has been doing, saying, have some financial flexibility, right? Financial flexibility, like I had yesterday. I decided to buy some, you know, things for all the kids, and I was able to do it because I have that financial flexibility. But if not, I would be like, I want to buy it, but I don't have it. And then you will never have it. So I was able to pick up some things, nothing expensive, but you know, something that it will feel like I've been giving. And it's so good because that was in my mind and I was able to create it today or on the same day. And Tom has that that financial flexibility to be able to really retire without worries, and you can create it even sooner. Why? Because your brain can act upon now. And I know that there's a comment here in the chat that I just read. Marcia, come on out and tell me more. We want to have that conversation about the brain. Your brain, you have to train it to a now, to a present moment. Now, that's,
Oh, snap.
yeah.
Here I am.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm going to go
Marcia.
on video because I didn't do my hair
Yes.
yet.
Oh, that would be me too. When you see my
So,
picture, it's because my hair is not done or I don't have makeup. Yeah.
so I do have a 10-year plan. Keely doesn't know it,
Okay.
but she's part of that 10-year plan. Don't worry,
Oh.
Keely, it's a few years out.
Awesome.
But yeah, my 10-year plan is super, super lofty. I have really, really high goals. And to think about them, I kind of shut down a little bit. But if I just stay present, it's like, okay, what's the next step to get to those? And yes, it's multiple business, so it's those. So what's the next step? Stay in the present, work my 90-day plan. What do I want in 90 days? I want 10,000 in the bank. And then backwards, like, how do you get 10,000 in the bank? Well, I need to focus on Facebook organically for now. What does that look like? Well, I need to post in groups. Well, I need to do this. And I back step it.
Yes. And that is what we call a reverse engineering.
Yes.
And thank you for bringing that out, because yes, it's possible for you to start backwards and say, okay, in 10 years, this is what I desire to be. In 5 years, this is what I desire to be. In 3 years, in 2 years, in 1 year, and now. So when you come back and you go back again to the future, your brain is going to say, oh, I'm going to be writing my goal every single day and say it aloud in a positive way, in a gratitude way, and with the time that is like it happened already. So you can, my daughter was sharing this with her. Her desire is to have 100 acres and put over there kind of a retreat kind of model of homes and stuff for veterans to come and have a like retreat with therapy to transition from the military life to the civil life. And it's a beautiful dream that she has, and she's been having that dream for so long. And now that she's more into personal development, then she said, oh, what do I need to do? And yesterday, because taking this course, it says, okay, you're going to write your goal as if it happened with a gratitude. And she wrote something like, I am so happy and grateful that I am providing these services to the military family in my 100 acres retreat style. And I am so happy that I'm providing all of these services.
That's a great reminder about the gratitude, because then it
Yes.
generates the feeling, and the
Yes.
feeling is what contributes to that vibration
Yes.
that you were referring to.
Correct. So most likely she started that sentence last night with one of the assignments that she was doing. So basically it's like, I'm sure that land, she's going to find it even sooner, because she is talking about in the present and she's feeling it in the present. Like right now it's happening, or it happened. So your brain's, oh, this happened. So basically what you're doing is retraining your brain and giving your brain an evidence that it happened, because your brain is going to act upon the evidence of things and experiences that already happened.
Yeah.
And if you tell your brain and you reprogram your brain, this already happened, then your brain is going to say, oh, that is possible. That's easy. Let's do it. And it comes to you. Did that make sense, Marge?
Totally. Absolutely.
So
thank you.
When it is too far away from you, when it's basically that you say, oh, in 10 years, I'm going to be financially free, your brain is not going to think about it, because unless you reprogram it that way, saying, I am financially free. You don't say, in 10 years, I'll be financially free. You say, no, I am financially free. Like Michael always say, I am a millionaire. I am a millionaire. The money will come to me in different amounts at different times, but I am already a millionaire. So your brain already processed it. And that's why Michael already produced $3 million, because he knew he was a millionaire. Did that make sense?
Absolutely. I'm on it.
Yes. So now let's wrap it up. We have 2 minutes to conclude this call. We talk about, actually 1 minute, we talk about what is the goal, and what is that. We came from the list that we having for Santa Claus tonight. That is a wish list. But out of those wish lists, which one are we going to convert into a goal? And put the goal, you can define it. Put a goal for your business, for your family, for your spirituality, for your fitness. You divide it in different categories if you choose to. And then when I'm going to accomplish that and how I'm going to accomplish it. And for the how to work, you do the reverse engineering. You make it this present, like it happened now. It's already happening. You tell your brain, this is already here. This is happening. Don't tell me it's in 10 years, because your brain says in 10 years, procrastination. No, it's happening now. Okay. Guys, I want to wish you wonderful Christmas. And I think next week, let's see how the week goes. But we may meet, we may not meet. I don't know. We have so many participants in the call that I know it's like Bob Snyder always said, that is not the date, it's the occasion, what you celebrate. And the occasion can be anytime. For me, Christmas is any day. It's not a particular day. So guys, Merry Christmas to you. Happy Hanukkah, whatever you believe. If you don't believe or whatever, I just love you. And I want to create that vibe, high, that I emanate love to you and you can receive it. I love you guys. Have a wonderful night.
Love you
Safe,
too, Wanda.
safe. Anything you do, be safe. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wanda. I'm
Thank
so
you.
grateful for you. Thank you so
Wanda.
very much.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas, everyone.
Wanda.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Sound
Q.
is
Thank you,
everybody.
Wanda. Merry
Thank
Christmas,
you.
Wanda.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas,
Everyone.
everyone.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.